time that I've been to a museum, but at the moment in Hamburg, in the Museum of Art and Craft, there's a really cool exhibition called Food Revolution 5.0. And if you compare food and revolution, you get exactly my topic. So I needed to go there, and now here I am. Entrance is over there. I will be rushing into it and see what I can find. One major part of this first section here is talking about new ways of getting proteins. And first thing, when do we start to eat insects? So it's kind of a cool protein. They take less space, less food, so kind of easy thing. And we need to force the politics to change the laws, because at the moment it's still not allowed in all the EU countries. And behind me you see something green, and green is the color of algae, and so this is where we get our second source of proteins, by cultivating and getting algae. Cool idea. I'm not quite sure if this is fashion, but that would mean that we could eat and feed ourselves just with light. This kind of gets a little bit spiritual and religious, but this is how in this room people are going the design approach for overpopulated Earth. So on the one hand we have the Western world, which is really rich and getting fatter every day, and on the other hand we still have a lot of people just starving. This one of every ninth is really actually suffering from hunger. And on top of that we have the CO2 emission. On top of that we have a big waste problem in industrial countries, and this is what we should solve quickly as a society with the help of politics. And I see this exhibition here as a big statement, showing ways out of that, like how to grow insects, new sources of proteins, talking about algae, what is the really core importance of bees in this whole cycle. And so there are some interesting things in here. Second Livestock, they are doing virtual reality for chicken, so that they don't have to cultivate them free range, but could them leave in their boxes, but give them the whole freedom that we use as well when we wear our virtual life glasses. Kind of weird? Yes. This display is showing some objects that can be placed on our empty plate, and you can rearrange the food around it, which will lead to less consumption, tricking the mind, because everybody's eating too much. And we know that from restaurants that using smaller plates right now leads to less consumption. That's kind of no atomic rocket science, but this is a design approach of doing that and handing out some volumes to help people eat less. Did you know that 75% of the world's food comes today from only 12 plants and 5 animal species? Isn't that weird? We have a diversity, and 3/4 comes from that. Wow. Okay, here's what Food Revolution 5.0 is all about. So take food as a raw material, and what we have done since the beginning is to design food so that we can have it nicely looking on a dish. And nowadays population is growing, so food production will grow, and this will lead to some kind of challenges or issues. And this exhibition is trying to help showing some way out of that, so that we don't end up in having malnutrition or even poverty, or and people starving from hunger. So what you can see here is kind of new technologies, talking about beehives, talking about aquaponic, some nice ideas of how to get pigs combined with farmhouses, and new ways of finding solutions like it. Yeah, I'm done. That was Food Revolution 5.0. What is left is that I have to rethink the way of how I consume, about how we consume, and that we should start something to end starvation, to end those kind of really 50% of waste or more, that we should use new technologies, that we really should support those young startups that are doing something for ending that kind of cycle that we're in it, because it cannot stay like that, because there will be more people and they will need more food. So yeah, wow, that was good. I can really highlight that for you. Go here, come here.